Thank you very Solomon for being here. I can ask you to just introduce yourself a little bit for this interview.
Okay, I'm career environmental professional. I've had two careers actually, one in the U.S. federal government and one as a professor. I worked for about 11 years for the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency in Washington, D.C., as well as the U.S. Department of Energy. And at the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, I worked on climate change starting in 1989 and eventually moved on to the acid rain control office to control acid rain pollution. And then at the U.S. Department of Energy, I was an economist analyzing various energy industries. Most of my career has been as an academic. I was a professor at two major universities, 2 years at West Virginia University in geography and energy economics, and 20 years at Michigan Technological University in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, where I was involved in the graduate program in environmental policy.
Okay, thank you so much. So, according to your expertise regarding climate change, that you are one of the most important scientific and academics regarding the climate change. Well, which are, in your opinion, your suggestion for the future and how we can teach climate change and the consequences of climate change in youth?
Yes, I don't think there's any one right approach. I think we have to continually try many different things to engage people where they live, aspects of the issue of climate change that might affect them most personally, be it sea level rise, drought, extreme weather, temperatures, for example. However, when we do that, we have to be very careful not to alienate people or make them so fearful or to lose all hope that any action can be possible. So we need to both explain the nature of the problem, but also help to empower people that there's a great opportunity, that there's things that everybody can do to help to contribute towards solutions.
Okay, thank you. And what about teachers? How we can empower teachers to empower their students? Because education is a lifelong process. Which is your message for teachers?
Right. Well, climate change is a global issue, but it ultimately affects everyone everywhere on the planet. So I think we have to recognize the proper scale depending on the audience. So as far as teachers with their students, we have to figure out ways to best engage them based on where they live, issues that are important locally, and to discuss with students positive actions they can do in their own communities, and to dissuade people from the notion that what they do at an individual level doesn't matter. I think it was, Jane Goodall pointed out that individual actions, really add up to make the biggest impact.
Okay, thank you. And what's your message for students, for youth, regarding the climate change? Because you know that climate change is a very complex issue,
Yes.
and students are not so empowered to understand. What's your message to them? How we can, if you can give them a short sentence to understand what is occurring, how dangerous is the period that we are living, which will be your message?
Right. Well, as far as things that they can do individually, that includes helping to speed up a renewable energy transition. So this might mean helping to switch to solar energy or wind power or something like that, which may be expensive for a lot of people, but there's tax credits and ways to make it more affordable. Where I live in Hawaii, for example, companies can often arrange with customers to install solar energy with no upfront expenditures, that they just sort of pay it off over time based on the savings that they get. So the cost is not necessarily always going to be a barrier. So they need to talk to their family members, friends about things that can be done individually and as communities, and not to give up hope that there are solutions to all the problems that we face, but it requires serious collective action.
Thank you so much. Do you have a message for the Congress? Do you have wishes for the Congress, for the next Congress?
Yeah, just never give up hope that as long as we're alive, that, it's a blessing to be alive and to be able to do positive things in the world, and should never give up hope.
Thank you so much for your contribution, and thank you for joining as the World Environmental Education Congress. Thank you.
You're welcome.